Microphone check. Microphone check. All right, let's see if this works. All right, we're back. I hope. Why are you? What are you doing? Why are you? Oh, all right, guys. Let us know if you're back. If you can hear us.
If you decide to actually play back on our live show.
I know, right? Now
we're
gonna
talk about movies and stuff. So, right.
Salud.
Yeah,
Awesome.
To your amazing carbonated drink over there.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this finely crafted Russian artesian strawberry lemonade water.
You You know, it kind of has that. I don't know what it is about this certain type of water, but it just has that little kick to it.
It's so
burning. It's just more like a
This is flat.
But it's about to get a kick out of it.
Anyways, so no, the problem that I've had with Twitch streaming is that not a lot of people join because the problem is I'm Twitch streaming at like what? Probably 12 at night.
Yeah.
Or later, and no one's on. So there's no one to talk to, so you just kind of like fade into the game because you're not talking to people.
Right.
And then I just want to move on with the game because
echo. Everything's muted. I don't know where echoing. Let's try that.
Did that work?
How about that? Does that fix the echo?
We got a 30-second delay, so have them wait for a second.
How about that?
I think I might have just had too many audio sources going at one time.
Well, still echoing.
Okay. I don't know.
Well, thanks for being honest, Bridget. We really appreciate that.
Oh, Lord.
What's up?
That was great.
There we go. Guys,
we got an extra mic!
It was actually my bad. I had a redundant microphone running because, I mean, yeah, this Russian artisan water is the best.
Because we're professionals.
I wish they'd sponsor the show so I could tell you.
Welcome back, Bridget!
Yeah, hey everybody. Thanks for
James.
Everybody in chat, thanks for
with us.
throwing the lifeline to us. We appreciate that.
Yeah, we like the warnings because the last
we
time
can't
that
always
happened,
tell. So
we're gonna delete that first one because it probably just sounds like.
Oh no, we're leaving it because we're gonna act like it was aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
or Bigfoot.
We're gonna act. Well, so much for that.
Man. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Homicide! You mentioned it before the show,
I can't believe that you would bring up
He mentioned it before the show. He mentioned Dogman before the show.
I kind of did. I was going to talk
about it.
about
You page turned to it.
I did. I was going to talk. This is what happens. We can't.
What did you do?
We can't bring up the D.
You're making me show my bald spot to everybody. What is that about?
I don't know. Get a haircut.
I need one. I'm so bald.
Man.
I'm almost as bald as he is.
In chat, John, I don't know. I think someone either gave me. No, I purchased that one. Yeah, this guy here. Scully Dundid died. Oh,
what's your question, Bridget?
What is your question?
I don't know if we want to really.
The answer is yes.
Yes. If it's about last week when I said horrible things, my bad.
Nobody cares.
I was really tired, I swear.
Nobody cares.
I was tired. Give me a break.
Okay, when you talk loud, it sounds bad. Okay, well, we'll try to not talk so loud.
Oh, I think it's because you turned the microphone up.
Have I seen the Babadook? Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about is horror movies. I have, in fact, seen the Babadook.
You might want to turn the volume down because I think you turned it up to try and.
I just turned it down.
That was
I just now turned it down. Dude, trust me. We're using the video capture device has a microphone in it.
Okay.
We had another. You see the one below it? That's what we had up.
I have not seen the Babadook. I'm going to interrupt because I want to see the Babadook. I watch like a lot of reviewers, Decker Shadow, Cinemassacre, all sorts of different viewers on YouTube, and every single one that says the same thing. Go see the Babadook.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so spoiler alert: it sucked, and all those people are idiots. I don't know who they are, but if you think the Babadook was actually a good movie for what? Okay, now I say this in a way that is so mean because I got hyped up on the Babadook for over a year and a half. I looked forward to seeing the Babadook, and I expected something that was what the commercials put out. And that's why I'm pissed off about this movie.
Really? Should I not see it now then?
You should not see it.
I'm going to watch it.
Well, actually, no, for you it'd be fine, because I don't think...
I'm going to watch it.
I don't think that you will have a problem with it.
Thanks, Bridget.
Well, thanks for
in chat.
Most definitely not watching now. That's fine.
Yeah, like, but that happens in Marvel and me, spoiler alert, by the way. So, I mean, it's not like it's...
There's no dog in the Babadook.
What?
Okay, it's a boring movie.
Or maybe there is, and he's trying to trick us.
Here's the problem with The Babadook. It's one of those movies that tries to be an M. Night Shyamalan film without the skill of M. Night Shyamalan. It makes itself sound like... I was kidding, Bridget. It makes itself sound like...
He was bad.
I told you.
Okay, so it makes it sound like it's just a horror movie, but the reality of it is, guys, and spoilers, if you're... Okay, mute your volume for like 10 seconds while I explain what happens. Close your ears if you don't want to hear the ending. Okay,
Wait,
so...
I'm going to go home.
Spoilers... No, you're not. Spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2... Okay, so the idea behind this whole thing is it's insanity. There's not really a monster. That's the whole thing. The woman is out of her gourd. That's the entire purpose of the movie, is for you to go, well, it could be really a monster, and now it's living in the basement eating bugs. But what it is she's actually insane. That's why the movie didn't make any sense, because the way they painted it was totally different than how they advertised it and marketed it. And it could have gone, if there was actually, I mean, there were some scenes that were quite freaky, but they were few and far between. Mostly it was between the little boy and the mom. And the little boy needs to be checked into an institution. He's making weapons to shoot at his mom. You're not my mother. I am your mother. So you haven't seen it, you're not going to get it. It was terrible. Terrible. 0 stars for Babadook. It should have been a 5-star movie, and it had the potential to be a 5-star movie, but it was a big wad of poo. Chat sounds like my ex. I'm not giving The Babadook any stars. So
We're going to 1. You can't go beneath 1.
I can go way below 1.
No.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
10.
5.
10 out of 10.
No,
10 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
10 out of 5.
Hold on. Chat. The ending was different than expected. Yes, very different than expected. In fact, the entire movie was different than expected. That was the expected. That was the problem.
Expected, huh?
Expected.
That Russian artesian water started to kick your
fun Russian artisan
kick
water.
you right in the backside
I
there.
ran out of my normal carbonated water filled with barley and hops, so I had to finish the strawberry.
It's just
water.
specialty water. Don't worry about it.
It's almost gone now.
Oh,
Life is sad for you.
Soviet Russia.
I got like one more sip left.
Cut vodkas. I mean, waters you. Because I'm not doing that ever.
Anyway, so
all right. So the Babadook. No, don't bother.
That's a 1. That's a less than 1 star.
Okay, I'm
I'm gonna go home and watch it.
No, yeah, I would say okay, watch it, but go in there realizing it's not what it seems like, and that was the big problem with that movie. There's a lot of movies like that.
Is that like was it The Visitors or whatever? It's that old lady.
Yeah,
and that guy,
no,
that old lady in the
no.
What
What were the others
The
with
Visit.
Mikkel Kid?
I think it was called The Visit or something like that.
Oh, I
when
didn't
the
see
2
that
kids
one.
visited like their
I
grandparents.
haven't even watched it. I should have watched that. Guys in chat, let me see the Visitor, the Visitation.
I'm not sure what it was. I mean,
I think it's the Visitation or the Visit.
it was meh.
Weren't the grandparents the bad guys in that one or something? There's some weird like.
It's a spoiler thing, but I'm not going to spoil it. But you should watch it if you like.
Oh, what a good man.
I mean,
what a good man. Thank you for not
If you like
spoiling
it.
it.
as long as you don't know we're gonna give spoilers, I think it's okay.
Well,
I mean, unless you don't really want to.
Sandy Poo hasn't seen a single
Paco.
thing. Oh, sorry, Pocky Poo. Pocky Poo.
The Japanese bread candy covered in fuzzies.
I sliced my finger open.
That is horrible.
What does that have to do with the price of tea?
I don't know. I forgot to tell you guys that.
I told 6 years ago. I thought you guys needed to know. Thank you for bringing that mystery to light, there, Jack.
Was it aliens?
I don't want to say it was aliens, but it was clearly Bigfoot with the red pipe at the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
So I mean, I still yet to see the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
What?
Okay, we're fixing that tonight because I
Get
obviously
out
know
of
that.
here. Get out of here. man.
We're gonna do the time code again.
Anywhere near.
It's astounding.
Not that we like.
No, you're not gonna help me with that one.
Karaoke that last
I mean,
night.
I was trying to help you out. You didn't follow me up.
No, I mean, I think we did enough of that last night.
I didn't hear the Rocky Horror Picture Show and the sirens started up. The moment I said that, I heard sirens. Police are coming to get me for this.
They're coming to take you away. Ha ha.
This is Eureka, so you know. It's not like.
All right, so let's actually get back on track. Let's try to actually get on track. What's going on here?
What's going on here?
One-way ticket to midnight. Call it heavy metal. As long as we keep it under 10 seconds, they can't sue us. That's what I was told. So. Oh Oh, BMI is going to be so up my ass at the end of the show. Better buy a license for that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we talked about the Babadook. Guys in chat, let us know your favorite horror movies or Halloween
and let us
movies.
shred it.
And let us discuss.
Discuss. The first thing you did was shred it.
Well, okay, but I shredded it for a reason because I was really looking forward to that movie. I love horror films.
You know what movie I was looking forward to? Mother or Mama or something like that. It was with those.
Oh, no! Oh, God! Yeah, that was terrible.
No, this
Also terrible.
It was really, really stupid. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say it was stupid.
The ending was garbage.
The ending was like one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Bridget, you've never seen the Rocky Horror Picture
Oh my
Show
goodness.
either.
Yay!
Okay, hold on.
Audio is bad
when we're
you're
loud. That's because you're right next
Okay,
to the
let's work on this real quick.
Probably.
Can you hear us now?
Okay, those guys can actually sue us. No matter when.
Well, I mean, if you say it really fast, then
Yeah.
I mean, as long as it's like not like. No,
Okay, so I don't know how you've never seen the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I don't
You
understand
need to
either.
remedy this, darling, right now.
I've never seen it.
If I could, I would send it to you. I mean, guys, if you haven't seen Rocky Horror, you need to see Rocky Horror, especially if you're into dudes in drag. And
Look.
Tim Curry and singing, and Meatloaf is in it.
Meatloaf is in it.
We were at Meatloaf things last night, weren't we?
We kind of were. We
You
kind
might have
of
been a few flavored waters into that one too.
The Visitors was a great movie.
The Visitors was
Visitors?
Great movie.
No,
I loved that movie.
no.
I thought Nicole Kidman
no.
was excellent in it.
Nicole?
I thought it was Nicole
Nickelback.
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
I thought she was great in it, and I thought the kids were good in it. And
I
that
didn't
was
like the
a really
ending.
solid movie.
That's one of those movies that tried to be M. Night
The
Shyamalan.
one problem is like because there was 2 discs when I first saw it. It came out on DVD.
I thought you were going to say Laserdisc, but that would be fine.
And I don't know if they still make it in 2 disc sets or what, but because it was a long movie. And by the end of the second one, I was like, got it, because I knew what was happening. I was like,
Yeah, no, it was pretty clear. I mean, it was just.
I watched it though because it was good. Like throughout it was good. And the thing was, even though I knew what was happening, I was still questioning what was happening at the end because I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm doing something wrong here.
Keep talking. I'm just.
I don't know why.
Your writing. That's all.
Yeah, we're just
You know what I mean?
we're
We're interested in
like,
what you got to say. You know?
what's he saying there?
I'm just trying to keep chat live. If we don't respond,
What
we're
is
not gonna
Rocky
see it.
Horror Picture Show about exactly?
Oh, it's
Amazingness.
astounding.
It's just about astounding.
Madness fleeting.
Did you know there's a sequel to it?
Madness takes control.
Did you know there's a sequel to Rocky Horror?
Well, listen closely. not gonna help me. You suck.
What? No, like I said, we did too much of that last night.
Did you guys actually know there was a sequel?
Yes,
to
I
Rocky
know.
Horror?
Yeah.
Of course, I know that. You haven't even seen the movie. How do you know there's a sequel to it?
I watched reviews of them both.
You know, not only have I seen the movie like a lot, I've also like watched local plays and places that I've lived about the movie and everything, and it's absolutely amazing.
Oh,
Okay, so
I like how Bridget asks questions in chat with the spoiler for the movie in the question. What's that movie where all the plants kill people?
oh my God,
that happening?
Yeah, that was.
Or that movie happening?
that movie was
That movie was
so amazing. It made Mark Wahlberg one of the worst actors I've ever seen.
I love Marky Mark.
Marky Mark is
a
amazing.
shizzle, man. Marky Mark
Absolutely.
is awesome. He's
The
a great
Happening.
actor, dude.
The Happening.
The
was
Big
not
Hit,
happening.
one of the greatest movies ever.
Oh, I
made.
love the Big Hit.
Lou Diamond Phillips and
Watch
Marky
The
Mark.
Big Hit.
Hell to the end. Not a horror movie, but great for violence and
Lou Diamond
hilarious.
Phillips?
Yes,
He's amazing in that movie.
they all are.
They are all awesome in that movie. One of the
Or even
classic. Even today, I could watch.
Even
that
the Four
really.
Brothers,
Sorry, you
man.
remember.
Four Brothers was dope too.
Oh my God,
Dude,
I cannot
Sniper?
remember.
Why did you never see Four Brothers?
Dude, are you serious?
I
Get out of here.
I had a chance, but I was working in that.
You're
when it came out.
fired, bro.
Oh,
You
I
were
was
so fired.
Well, there's other chances to see it
Right,
just
like
when you're
tonight,
working.
or
It only
like
shows
last
for
night.
that one shift.
No, I mean, I
Never
worked-
been on the
I was
internet
working
ever
full time
I've
at that
never
point.
done this.
And I was working full time, like 12 hours a night. I wasn't gonna go watch it.
Bro,
Dude,
I don't
You have
know.
to watch Four Brothers.
I
like how there's an option to insert an emoji, and for some reason that is just inappropriate. Facebook, but well played. Inappropriate.
Don't it finish. That was close.
Oh man.
No, I mean that movie, The Happening. I mean, they made it look so terrifying in the commercials.
They did not make it look terrifying.
I didn't mean to say that, but they tried. I'm sorry, they tried to make it look terrifying. With like the girl like stabbing herself in the neck with that darning.
Good call. It's pronounced mock. Mark Wahlberg. Mark Wahlberg. I'm gonna go eat at Wahlburger. That's gonna be the best place in the world. Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Chat is off the charts with the Bridget, of course. All right, so let's go back to horror movies. The Happening.
0 out of 0.
I'm not gonna rate that one.
I mean, I gave it like a.
I couldn't get through it. Like,
I couldn't. I was like, no.
what
After that scene, it's.
I thought you were about to crash through a coffee table and talk about being in a band button down by the river with your hands right there. Chris, go!
What was the one that it was like up in Alaska?
We're living in a van.
Like during like the dark times of Alaska, like all the zombie people came out.
Oh, that vampire movie.
It wasn't vampires. It was vampires. It was 40 Days a Night.
48. Yeah, that one
with Josh Hartnett.
That one. I actually. Okay, so I watched that one 3 times, and I fell asleep all 3 times.
That movie was actually good. 40 Days a Night was actually really good. I'm surprised.
I get through it.
Josh Hartnett, for some reason, he actually worked in that movie, and he does this thing. There's the Josh Hartnett look, and it's just like the. He just does that look. I can't do it because I don't look like a female man. Like, I'm too masculine to look like Josh Hartnett. He's a great Lucky Number 7 bomb movie. Josh Hartnett.
Movie ever too.
Yeah, he was also in what was that one? It's
I love that movie's name.
Yeah.
What was the one where they were brainwashing all the kids? Oh no, that wasn't the one. He wasn't in that one. He was in the one with the aliens and Jamie. No, not Jamie Lee Curtis.
Contact?
No, what?
That's the one with
Contact.
I don't know. That's
That's Jodie Foster, and it wasn't even a horror movie. It was just
Jamie Lee Curtis. How did I just forget who Jamie Lee Curtis was? Never mind.
Possibly one of the most bangable women on the planet all the time for everybody, period. What are you talking about? Who's Jamie Lee Curtis?
Well, at least we have a scale.
Like,
what the hell? Maybe you need less of your flavored artesian water.
On my finger chart.
I wouldn't mind having.
That's how many I cut off to hammer it out. Like, are you serious? Jamie Lee Curtis is a fox.
If there is any local vanishers that want to bring us some flavored
Russian artesian water,
or hot flavored.
We're looking at you, Summer.
Swing on by. Drop us a 30 pack.
Jeez. 30 pack of malted barley.
We clearly need it.
Our viewers from. All right, hold on. I gotta catch up with the chat here.
Wrong turn.
Wrong turn.
Oh
man,
the scary movies with trash.
Insidious 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yeah. The first one ended badly. And it's the one I'm thinking of. Insidious is the
scary movie with Charlie Sheen.
Oh, God, scary movie.
Scary movie.
That was Scary Movie 4, I think.
I'm not
it might have been Scary Movie 3.
I think he was watching.
It was like the War of the Worlds thing, and they're in the thing, and it's like all the people and the chingy, and a chingy on the table, like with money and hookers.
Just so you know, Chingy is a rapper from the 90s.
Who Chingy is?
49 does.
I have not thought of Chingy in like years. I used to like his music. I can't. How did I forget him?
I guess I not forget him. I only remember because she brought up Scary Movie 3. Like,
oh my gosh,
it's 4. I think it was Scary Movie 4. I'm pretty sure it was Scary Movie 4.
I totally stopped watching those.
I can't remember.
It was like
did you guys watch A Haunted House?
No, I haven't seen
it was one of the Wayans brothers that nobody remembers. It's a knockoff. It's funny. It's actually kind of funny. There's 2 of them.
It was okay.
And it's a knockoff of that found footage thing that was actually scared the hell out of people. And I swear, I was going to say, if you see a Blair Witch, I'm going to sock you right there. Paranormal Activity, which was well done.
Blair Witch was stupid.
Absolutely freaking stupid. Okay, first of all, brilliantly designed and put together in film. Brilliantly done. They actually scared the actors so bad they thought they were in danger.
Stupid movie.
The movie itself, the premise, it was stupid. And no Blair Witch, you did not invent found footage. Alfred Hitchcock had a found footage film planned a long time before that. Thankfully, it didn't get made because that would have been the end of his career early.
The Blair Witch was like, okay, so it seemed creepy, especially when everybody thought it was like real. Like before people realized that these things could be fake.
Rubber sucks ass.
Rubber. Okay, hold on. Rubber is amazing. James. I
don't know if you're talking about the movie, but
he's talking about the movie. He keeps talking about Rubber.
Yes, Rubber was one of the Get out of here, dude. Check yourself over there.
You hated horror, but you like 13 Ghosts.
Okay.
You got no, it was not okay.
A killing tire that just roams around to kill people. I mean, how can you not go wrong?
What was wrong with 13 Ghosts?
It was horrible.
Everything.
Like, okay, so what was wrong with it?
Stupid.
I mean,
The acting
it
was good.
badly acted.
You might as well.
It wasn't bad.
Poorly filmed.
You
It
might
was
as
a
well say
horrible
Ghost Ship
movie.
was good.
I was also like,
Oh shit!
I was also like 13 when I watched it, so I have no idea. I don't
Do you
remember
guys
I
remember
liked
that
it.
Jamie Lee Curtis movie? Back to Jamie Lee
Freaked
Hot.
me the heck out.
Do you remember? She's on a boat. I think it's called Virus.
Yes. Oh my
That
god.
movie was dope.
That was so stupid.
No, that movie was dope as crap, bro.
So stupid.
No, it was awesome. They assimilated into the equipment.
That was so freaking stupid. I was like,
He's gonna
I was expecting a horror
He's
movie.
gonna have his fine Russian artesian lemonade.
I was expecting a horror movie, but what I got was the dumbest
Strawberry
sci-fi movie
watermelon.
ever.
Oh, God. No, that movie was awesome.
They stole stuff from the Borg.
No, the Borg stole stuff.
I
from
like
Jamie
13
Lee
Ghosts.
Curtis.
I don't know what you guys brought with it.
Let's see. Guys, so we're scrolling back. For some reason, our stuff isn't going through very well. Halloween. Okay, the Halloween movies. Let me clarify something. It is absolutely one of my favorite movie series of all
Those movies
time.
are so stupid.
Will you shut up before I smack you in your mouth? All the way up until Halloween Water.
I hated the. I really hated the remake by Rob Zombie. I thought it was.
Did you hear when John Carpenter called Rob Zombie a pussy? Because there was an interview where Rob Zombie's like, "Oh, he didn't want to let me do this," and Carpenter hears, "What a pussy! I didn't say that. I tried to help as much as I could." And by the way, I like Rob Zombie. He did a terrible job with the Halloween remakes. Why would you remake that? It was like the Friday the 13th.
I think my favorite part was
I didn't see the Friday the 13th remakes. And I'm not going.
number 3 is the best Halloween purse.
Don't do it.
Okay, first of all, Season of the Witch was actually well done.
It was a good movie.
For not having anything to do with the entire series,
It was a great
it was
movie.
still well done.
It was set in the universe of it, but it was
And it was shot locally.
yeah, it was shot, but it was set in the universe of Halloween, but it wasn't actually part of the like people don't realize it's named Halloween, but it was basically they were just buying off the buzz of Halloween's 1 and 2 success, and so they decided to make another
I
Halloween
like how we
movie.
go Halloween 1 and 2 and 3. Well, really, Halloween 1 and 2 are Halloween 1.
Yeah, I mean they're just number 1.
And then after that, you can ignore all of them until Halloween 1.
What I really hated about Halloween,
For those of you who don't know, Halloween 20 years later was Halloween H2O, Halloween Water. That's what I call it. It's good.
yes,
LL Cool J was in that, and it was dope.
LL Cool J is the best actor in movies. Period.
Deep Blue Sea,
He was awesome in that movie.
It was a good movie.
SWAT, he was dope in SWAT.
That was good.
I don't know, guys. I don't want
You
to say
stop saying
dope. Here's what happened. So I got a buddy.
Stop saying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's an African American fellow, a good friend of mine, and we can joke back and forth. But one day, Amazon released a website purely
I'm so
to
scared.
market black films, like films made, it's black exploitation films.
Mhm.
Okay, is all it really is.
Okay.
And but the name of the site. So I was talking to
I'm
Roy.
laughing so hard right now that
No, you should have seen Roy's face.
anymore.
It was amazing because I'm like, Roy, dude, you're not going to guess what their new website is called. And he said, what? I said, it's brownsugar.com. And I kid you not, it's actually, he goes, what? He got so pissed. I'm like, Roy, I can just see a bunch of white guys sitting in a conference room feeling really guilty about stuff they never did. Like, well, what should we call it, Chet? How can we reach this? We'll call it brown sugar, Bob. Like,
Hey, you know what though?
like,
Hold on. Speaking of brown sugar,
the reason I'm segueing from that is because so much space. First of all, I told him, "Oh, dude, it's totally dope." The reason I don't get excited is because I think you guys forget a serious gem of the Halloween films. You're murdering my Blackula.
Blackula.
Oh my God! If you haven't seen Blackula, you have to watch Blackula, and also A Vampire in Brooklyn.
Hey, you know what? There is
That was good.
No,
there's
it was
a,
not.
I love Eddie Murphy.
Okay, here's what happened with Eddie Murphy. He was a great actor, a hilarious guy, great stand-up comedian. He did A Vampire in Brooklyn, and then he wanted to look at transvestites' feet. In that exact order. And then he disappeared. So no, it was a terrible movie. It ruined his life. It's all there
I
is to
think
it.
his second stand-up comedy ruined his life.
Oh no, that brought it on the scene, bro.
The first one brought it on. The second one.
I've been trying to find those outfits for myself forever.
Oh, dude, I'm so totally buying those shirts, by the way.
Which ones?
The I'm a virgin shirts.
With pickles, man. I know. If you guys don't watch Mystery Science Theater, you're not gonna know what we're talking about.
Totally.
Oh man. So Vampire in Brooklyn, garbage movie. Vampire in Brooklyn.
I thought it was okay.
Now, did you guys watch Fright Night with Colin Farrell, the remake?
No, actually, you know what? There was
That's a thing!
so I actually I had a chance to watch that one, and then I decided not to.
I could have watched that Colin Farrell vampire remake, or I could just sleep.
You know, I mean,
I could overdose on heroin. All sorts.
I already knew it was going to be
Stick my
bad
dick
going
in a
into
blender.
it.
Oh,
So I
no,
had to
they need
go watch
those
it.
things. You can't mess with the original Fright Night, guys. That movie was great. Why would you remake that? I don't understand.
Mm-mm. No.
I never saw the original Friday Night.
What?
I never saw.
What is
the
with you and
original.
not? You probably never seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, you un-American reject.
I've seen it.
Okay.
At least that's good.
I've also seen 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club. So, you know, what does that tell you?
How about Class of Nukem High?
Did I see that one? I think I did.
I mean, like, that movie was awesome. I know, we're way. I know,
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Wasn't he in the phone booth? What's a phone booth?
That movie was
a joke.
That movie was totally retarded. I couldn't even make it all the way through that one. I really couldn't.
The phone booth, that was a remake of a different one. Jack can't facepalm any harder. LOL.
He's actually right. James is actually right. That mask that he wears at Halloween is
William Shatner. Yeah, they turned
white.
it inside out. They painted it, or they painted it white and they dyed the hair green. It was William Shatner Star Trek mask. Yeah.
Fun, awesome story. Fun facts.
There was okay. So what was the other one? Okay. Why are we talking about phone booth now? Dang it, Bridget, you're throwing me off track again because I needed that.
I didn't like Phone Booth.
Actually, she
Biodome
was
wasn't
totally on here.
scary.
But
Pauly Shore was.
The fact that
awesome.
the fact that Pauly Shore gets work.
You leave Pauly Shore alone. I mean, come on. In the Army Net. I mean, come on. Pauly Shore is amazing.
Encino Man was great.
Shout out to you, Pauly Shore. We love you.
Because we know you're watching. You're a huge
we're
fan.
totally watching.
Totally know that.
You are
Even though you're
a
probably dead.
manager.
He's not dead.
No, I thought that for the longest time, though. I really did. I really thought that he was dead. And then, like, the new Adam Sandler movie came out. What is it called? Well, yeah. Dude, what was Little Nicky? No, not Little Nicky. That's an old one. I said the newest one. It's like oh my God.
He's like a lawyer or something?
No, he's an agent. Yeah, he was like a drug agent.
No idea.
Dude, and like Pauly Shore's in there. I was like, oh my God, he's alive! Like, I couldn't believe it. I was so
I
excited.
found out he was alive because I watched the Joe Rogan podcast and he was on it. I'm just sitting there like, what happened to Pauly Shore? What is this thing that took his place? Because he looks so wrecked, like he got ran over by a truck.
He does. I miss him though. I really do. I miss his.
He's gonna unfollow the page. Oh, you guys suck.
Shut up!
How do you think Pauly Shore is dead?
Who's saying Pauly Shore?
Here's why you're gonna say
You
Pauly
seen
Shore is
Pauly Shore?
dead. Because there's a movie called Pauly. We did this before. We've talked about this. There was a movie called Pauly Shore is Dead. Why have we talked about this before? Why don't I remember when? But why do I remember all three of us having this exact freaking conversation?
I liked Biodome.
Yeah, but speaking of like comical movies and Halloween, I want to throw in like Ernest Scared Stupid.
Awesome.
I
Yeah.
love that movie.
Amazing.
I used to watch it as a kid all the time.
Like 5 stars right there.
I still know most of the references to that movie.
Do you really?
Yep.
Miak.
Miak.
Bet you didn't think I could find it this time of the year, did you?
I still have no idea what Miak is. I think it's like explained to me like
Because he
20
didn't
times.
know what milk is.
I know. I don't know what it is.
It's Pauly Shore. Why are we bringing back Pauly Shore?
Dang it, Bridget. We got out of that. Jeepers Creepers was.
Okay, first of all, no, we're not.
We're not
Stop.
going down
We're
that
not
road.
talking about Jeepers
No.
Creepers. That guy's going to prison or should be in prison for a
No.
really good reason. No Jeepers Creepers.
Who? What?
The guy that made it. He's a choma. We're not going to talk about it. I'm not going to give any
Okay.
play to that movie. Sorry, James. That's the one thing we're going to talk about. That movie, F that. Screw that guy. Right in the neck with a screwdriver. That said, great movies that had screwdriver murders.
Ghost.
I don't know. Ghost.
The best scary movie ever.
The Slays, though. Very good one.
I mean, anytime that Whoopi Goldberg is channeling Patrick Swayze.
Have a very, very Swayze Christmas.
Not just one, but 3 Mystery Science Theater references in one show. Oh, we're rocking this cat.
Oh my god.
Sharif don't mind it.
Getting a little loose in here.
Good night, McLeod.
Good night, John Boy.
Good night, Eliason.
Good night, Miss Daddy's father.
Schmuckers, raspberry preserve.
It's over. It's over. We're done.
We're really doing Mystery Science Theater. Wheel it back.
Big breath.
Anyway, so what I was saying was, what I did not like.
Yeah, I'm down.
Love big breaths.
Absolutely.
We're gonna make him leave a handprint on his head by the end of this show.
I'm gonna kill you both for fun. Anyways, what I did not like about the. What has this de-evolved into? Like, just slowly. The newest Halloween sucked because they tried to like
bring premise into this.
Because my note's gonna big metal beaver. She shows up to
You recognize this?
Oh god, another floating blue traveler.
Oh
What did you just
Wait,
say?
that's not blue. How could I confuse Blue Traveler and Primus?
He goes, you read too much.
Too much reading.
Damn, son, what's wrong with
I
you?
didn't even know. I knew who it was, but for some reason I was thinking Blues Traveler.
All right, let's try
All right,
not
what's
to be
your favorite horror movie?
I already said it. It's Ghost.
Anyway, so I do want to say this about Halloween. So the reason I didn't like the Rob Zombie one is because he basically tried to humanize the killer. Like, that's what you want in your slasher movies where people are just getting butchered. It's humanization of the killer.
Okay, but that was the whole point about Michael Myers in the first place, though. He was supposed to be this soulless, just killing machine. That was the whole purpose.
Yeah, but you don't get that by what? Okay, so he had a bad life. That's not quite how that works.
Well, he didn't, though. He didn't have a bad life. He just walked in on his sister banging some dude and then stabbed him to death.
No, there was others, like the newer one with Rob Zombie. There was a lot more there. Like there was abuse, there was all sorts of crap, there was bullying, and I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, do people realize that people go through stuff like that and make it out normal? They don't usually wind up becoming a psycho killer that's unstoppable via bullets.
I mean,
Because there's no reason to opening up the background of his story and being like, well, this is why he was like this.
yeah, Rob Zombie just did a little.
And now he's bulletproof. Like what?
Who sings that song?
I have no idea.
Rob Zombie.
Rob Zombie.
Sounds like Rihanna or something. Anyway,
Oh,
no, I
sorry.
love the freaking Halloween movies. They're some of the best things ever. I mean, they really are, especially Halloween Water.
Yeah, I agree, Bridget. That's
It's also a Mystery Science Theater reference.
When we laugh too loud, the sound gets.
I don't like
Yeah,
the Mr.
it does.
Graphic. What? And where?
Sorry,
The
guys.
assault scene. There was a.
And what? The Rob Zombie?
The Rob Zombie remake. There was
Yeah,
an assault
Michael
scene
Myers.
in Michael's room,
What
which
are the other ones? Are we up there?
I don't care. Spoiler alert.
Gothic was a horrible movie. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, Gothic
I like
was
Gothic.
horrible.
I never wanted to see that shower scene. That was mortifying, though. Never seen so many saggy nastiness in my
Ernest is
life.
creepy ass. Ernest is creepy.
Ernest P. Worrell is dead. His name was Jim Varney, and he's since gone. But he was hilarious. I don't remember if you guys remember the Ernest television show. that used
I'll
to
give
be
you a
on.
non-recommendation, Bridget. Do not watch The
Rubber.
Babysitter. No, watch Rubber. Don't watch The Babysitter.
Thanksgiving.
It was
Watch
If you ever wanted to
it
watch
wasn't
a fake turkey have sex with a woman that thought she was banging her boyfriend, watch Thanksgiving.
I'm gonna take the alcohol away from you.
I haven't had any. I was drinking this wonderful
We haven't had
artesian
any alcohol, or at least
Russian
not that
water.
much. We haven't had nearly as much as we normally do.
So,
Yeah, we can't really help by laughing out loud, though.
why are you
We have to-
screaming through this? Just let it go.
Well, because I'd like to see what
Let
they
it
do.
go.
Hey, stop screaming so loud. They can't hear you when you do that.
I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say that.
You can't say that.
Anyway,
Try
so
this. Let me know if this is any better, guys, because I'm not really sure
No.
why we're overwhelming the microphone.
Because we're too loud.
We are very loud.
No.
When we laugh really loud.
I don't think Rob Zombie should direct things because his movies suck. He should go back to being a dreadlock hippie in his home and go the hell away.
Dreadlock hippie.
Wow.
You're thinking of the dude from
I don't like Rob Zombie.
Now we're starting fights between.
How do you not like
Vin
Rob
Diesel
Zombie?
and
I
Rob
think
Zombie.
he is one of the most overrated musicians / overrated directors ever.
Rob
And
Zombie
I don't know
and
why
Vin
I
Diesel
don't
are gonna
like
beat
him.
the hell out of you.
You know the sad part is
they're going to be
so the
teaming
sad
up.
part is this. I actually have met people who've met Rob Zombie, and he is apparently a very cool guy. But his movie sucks.
I'm
So
gonna need to see references for that. I don't believe you.
get out of the movie industry. Go back to. I said he was overrated musically. I actually like
He will
music. I don't know
treat
why I
you-
said that.
He will treat you.
I'm
because you're already
I'm
angry
so
and
tired. I'm not paying attention anymore.
Like a living dead.
White Zombie was okay.
No. Okay, so Pumpkinhead, bomb ass movie.
I love
Lance
Pumpkinhead.
Henriksen.
Lance Henriksen is awesome. I love me some Pumpkinhead. You two need to get away from that.
Well, no, because a few years back, not a few years back, when I was in high school, a guy actually got arrested.
Please don't tell the story.
No,
Please don't do
yeah,
this.
on Woodland Road, there's a pumpkin patch,
Please don't do
and a
this.
female deputy's driving by this pumpkin patch and sees this guy just
Oh, you're doing it.
cornhole in this pumpkin. He cut a hole out of it and was getting himself some pumpkin head.
It's not email today.
It brings a whole nother meaning to blood.
Send your fan art. Vanishing Gates at gmail.com.
Either way, I recommend the original Halloween series. I don't recommend the Friday the 13th series.
I do.
Wait, sorry, I'm thinking of Nightmare on Elm Street. I don't like Nightmare on Elm Street.
I also recommend Nightmare on Elm
I
Street.
don't. I like Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th was okay. You can skip the first one because apparently it's
No, you
pointless.
can't skip the first one. It's amazing.
It is, but it's pointless to the actual story because nothing in the first one actually matters. Apparently.
You guys can keep talking.
No, nobody wants to keep on talking while you're typing. It's distracting.
Yes,
That's what's. Oh, that's the one. That's what distracts you. Okay,
Yes.
got it.
You typing is
that-
distracting
That
us.
Now it's too quiet.
well, there's no winning with you guys, huh?
Which never please you.
You know what I mean?
This microphone is.
Like, enough is never enough.
Oh,
Rob Zombie is a garbage person. I didn't know.
I mean,
we try not to judge here at Vanishing
I do.
Gates,
except for Jack.
except for the guy that made Jeepers Creepers. Fuck that guy. Oh, I said it twice.
You did say
Who cares? This is going downhill anyways.
Oh, what do you mean downhill? We have snowballed into this mess and catastrophe. We're like the Critters movie. They all get together and form that big critter ball.
Yeah,
Remember that?
for sure.
I've never seen
No,
Critters.
never seen it.
What?
Yeah.
Did you just
Never
say
seen
for
it.
sure and then now
Never
I've
seen
it?
Critters.
For sure, never seen it.
Yep, pretty much.
You guys,
It
you
was
need to update your
absolutely
horror movie
amazing.
skills.
Well,
How
I
about
mean,
Ghoulies?
like,
Ghoulies?
I've seen the
I think I've
Goonies.
seen Ghoulies. I love the Goonies. Great movie.
Yeah, Truffle
most
Shuffle.
definitely. Yeah.
Truffle Shuffle. Come on, guys,
No.
chat. Truffle Shuffle. Truffle Shuffle.
You're not typing.
God dang it, I'm not.
Oh, everybody be
I'm
quiet.
firing you.
You can't fire me. I'm the boss.
Oh, I can do whatever I want. I'm
All
gonna
right,
start my
Shuffle,
own channel.
shuffle.
Freddy
shuffle.
versus Jason. Not so great.
Yeah.
Not
I
so
mean,
great.
it's always good to see Freddy in a movie. you
What about
know, or
Jason X?
I thought it was stupid.
Jason X wasn't.
How about Hellraiser?
That
We can
was
see what
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser is all right.
Hellraiser.
The
was
first two
dumb.
films are okay, and after that, it
Yeah,
became
it
just
went downhill.
absolute garbage.
Went downhill.
But
it was
wasn't a
enjoyable for
fan,
one.
but I mean, it's
How
not
about Wish?
crap.
You guys remember Wishmaster?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, Wishmaster was amazing for like the
The
first
first one was good.
5
2,
minutes.
3, no, like the first 2 was actually really good, and then like they really started
The
getting
first
like
one.
like they and then like as
The
they
one where
started
he's in
trailing
prison
off,
was kind of a bit much.
when they started
Yeah, it was stupid.
getting
was
more
weird, though.
into it, they really their budget like really went lower I should
How
say,
about Rawhead Rex?
and never seen that one.
don't even heard of it.
Neither did anyone else.
Wait, I think I actually heard of that one.
Yeah, you've heard of it. If you've heard about horror movies, you've heard of Rawhead Rex. It was one of the worst film adaptations ever made.
I don't know.
Why was
When
that?
you make a bad Clive Barker movie, it's not a good sign.
Hmm.
It was from his series of Books of Blood.
Yeah.
It was about an Irish monster that got out and killed people, and it was just. If you get a moment and you really hate yourself or are highly inebriated, go check out Rawhead Rex.
Back to Pumpkinhead.
It's the reason Clive Barker stopped making films if he wasn't involved with it.
I think so. Back on Pumpkinhead, the first one was okay, and then you get to like the Blood Wings
Then
one,
any ones after that, you mean?
and it was so like it was so stupid.
I like Smashing Pumpkins.
I think it was the second one. It was just like it went downhill so fast without what was the Lance Henriksen. Without Lance Henriksen, it just like.
Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to have spoilers. Have someone show up in another film when he's already dead in the first one.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I mean, it's really hard to bring it back from there unless you're Jason Voorhees or Freddy Krueger or Michael Myers.
This is true.
I never got it's great that the best thing about Pumpkinhead. Okay, so the Pumpkinhead, you can watch any of them in a different order, and it won't matter.
We have to start talking about this.
every
I'm
single
gonna go
one.
on Urban Dictionary after the show and make up Pumpkinhead as a term there.
Every single movie has its own rules. Like, about how things work, every one of the movies in the series has its own rules. And it changes, like, to the weirdest things.
Why would you type that?
But I gotta type something so I can see chat.
Okay, perfect. That's fine.
You know what, Bridget? If you make a reaction gift from me going, what? That'd be great.
Gremlins was good.
Puppet Master, awesome.
Yes, Puppet Master.
Gremlins,
Awesome.
love Gremlins. It's more of a Christmas movie, though, Bridget.
What's that?
Gremlins is a
about?
Christmas movie.
Yeah, just like Die Hard.
Just like Die Hard, which is the best Christmas movie.
The best
Right next to
Christmas
Lethal Weapon, also a Christmas movie.
You know, I will actually agree with you on that
So
one.
not every day you get to see someone kill someone in a Christmas tree lot,
This is so true.
especially if it's Mel Gibson.
So true.
Yeah.
Amazing times.
You guys, okay, speaking of Mark Wahlberg, you guys remember Fear?
Fear, no.
And it had the guy that played Grissom from CSI. He was like an abusive boyfriend.
No.
That movie was awesome. It's old.
I remember the
That's pretty
series Fear from MTV, which was awesome when you got the guy that was on there. So, for those of you who don't know, Fear is a show where they would set people up. Was a show. And they would set people up with, like, cameras, and they'd send them into haunted places, and they would have objectives, like they'd have to put their head in, like, a rat cage.
It was the first Fear Factor.
Yeah,
But in the haunted places. It was like Ghost
it was like a 10 times better Fear
It was
Factor.
Ghost Hunters with a lot of messed up pranks.
Yeah. And so, but you'd have to do these pranks in like a horrible situation with no light.
But it had probably the best theme song ever.
Yep, Voodoo by Godsmack. I think they actually, I think that's what they recorded, right? For the show?
I think so. I don't know.
I think that's why Godsmack recorded it, was for that.
As long as it's under 10 seconds, we can do it.
Anyways. So the best one about that was when they got the guy there who did not care. And he walked in, like, laughing and just, like, shouting and being an ass the whole time, like, I stepped in water! My pants are...
You may know this man as Zach Baggins.
I'm wondering if it was. Maybe if we went back into the day.
You guys ever watch that, what's that one with the dude from Saturday Night Live where they scare people with the pranks? It's on Sci-Fi Channel. They set up, like, scenarios where they scare the crap out of people.
I have no idea.
Guys, Chad, help me out. I can't remember what I'm talking about here. Hilarious, by the way. Scares. There's always one dude every few episodes when they're trying to scare him. He's ready to beat the crap out of the actor, and he has to run and go, "Oh no, it's a prank. It's a joke."
I know that. I know who you're talking about. And I know what it is, but I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't remember it. I watched it, the whole series. I can't remember what it's called. Chad hates aliens. Remember that one? Oh, my YouTube thing. Guys, there's a YouTube video out there. Chad hates aliens. Trust me.
It's awesome.
Watch it. It'll actually make you jump.
Yeah, it will.
It'll
But
make
it's
you
awesome.
laugh your head off. Like,
It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
Oh, man. What about Poltergeist? That's a great movie.
Poltergeist was a great movie.
What do you guys think about Poltergeist?
I liked it.
How
I think we
about
talked about it.
Poltergeist?
Poltergeist was also awesome. Yeah.
That was an animation.
I mean, it was a
How old am I?
Poltergeist. It's an actual movie.
They ripped that off from animation. They did not make a movie out of that.
Yes, it is.
That was an
It's about a
Animaniacs
chicken
joke.
restaurant. A restaurant that sells chicken.
That was exactly the premise behind the Animaniacs skit.
Is it? And it's on a Native American land, and they all
Yes.
get cursed and turned into like these chicken things.
Oh, no, you did show me that. I need to watch that. Black Sheep. You gotta watch Black Sheep.
I've seen that. Great movie.
I actually haven't finished it. I keep falling asleep.
I also don't know if I've actually seen that one.
Black Sheep.
Is that the one with Chris Farley, right? I think it's the wrong one. I don't remember.
Thank God it's 8 o'clock.
It's very much the wrong one. Black Sheep is about a bunch of homicidal sheep. Cannibalistic, if you will.
Cannibalistic
As in
Underground.
they-
I actually haven't
What about Chud?
Chud!
Chud is awesome.
Cannibalistic humanoid
Don't watch the
underground
second
dwellers.
one.
I forgot they made a sequel to that garbage.
Chud the Bud.
The Hills Have Eyes.
Bud the Chud.
That
Bud the
one.
Chud.
I didn't really
That's
like
what
that one.
Bud the Chud.
Yeah, Bud the Chud was the second one.
Was this a joke? That's
No,
what you made
it was a
What about Leprechaun?
It was a terrible Leprechaun.
Sleepwalkers. James, that was an abomination unto
I
the
never
world.
watched Sleepwalker.
It's about an incestuous mother and son who are actually cat people.
Oh! I saw a review of that actually.
I'm not gonna say I watched it, but I might have watched it. You're gross. Sick person. What's wrong with you? Pet Sematary.
Nope, I haven't seen that one.
Not just a great movie, great book, and also a great song by the Ramones, who Stephen King is a huge fan of.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
The Mist was okay.
The Mist was not okay.
Mist
It
was
was
super.
okay.
No.
That ending was so down. Like that was just a terrible ending. It was a terrible ending. Just like the
Mist
show.
was not okay.
This show's
It
terrible.
reminds me of
The
being
fog, the mist, anything that's like a weather pattern. I'm not gonna watch.
It reminds me of being up here.
The bright day.
It's just like, I just wish that it comes, you know?
It's sunny afternoon. It's about killer sunburns.
I'm just waiting for it to happen up here.
We need to make the sunny
It's
afternoon.
about
horror
Jersey
movie.
Shore people attacking with their sunburns.
Oh, dude! On next Sunday, Night of the Living Dead is playing at the Eureka Theater.
Amazing. I don't care.
The original.
I
On the big screen. We
I
can
don't
go see
like
it on the
the
big
original.
screen.
Why do people like the original?
They're coming for you, Barbara.
Who cares?
They're coming on you.
Jack.
Skeet. You know, what we did was we tried to be PC for too long on the show, and we tried to not cuss and be gross, and that's not who we are.
The irony of this one is it would have been me that failed that
I
entire
know,
situation.
you totally would have. You totally would have just been like, no, don't let it get on me.
Well, for those of you offended,
Jump for the team, Jack.
you can dislike.
Take a look for the team.
Maybe.
This is what happens when we're sober. We can't
I
do
know,
this
right?
show sober.
It's terrible.
You are so far from sober.
Oh, no, I am not.
You're totally sober.
So
This Russian artisan water was not enough to even get me
so
on.
far.
No, I am exhausted, though, because,
I mean,
again, this is not the
It's
first
like,
show
it's
I've
like more
recorded.
of like a hydration shot.
Yeah, it's more like a shot to hydrate yourself just a
Yeah.
little bit.
For sure.
I am the machine. Fuck cats.
All right, good night, everyone.
Frank Kirshner's awesome. Okay.
Oh, you guys gotta watch that. That's amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, YouTube
guys.
machine. YouTuber. It's awesome.
The Thing. That's another one of the greatest horror movies of all time.
Yep.
Ever.
Can I go home now?
No, you can't. We are
Blob's
here.
good.
We are doing this.
I want to go home now.
Look, I found a Sasquatch emoji.
We gotta go home. He's just gonna drag this out now.
No, we're supposed to be horror movies. I'm the only one contributing. I feel really bad about it.
You're the only one.
I'm sure we've all contributed.
You are a
fairly passionate.
Oh, this is like the only time that I am the least probably. Yeah, I don't know. Cujo. Cujo's great.
I haven't seen it.
Why do most horror movies have bad endings? You know, okay, okay, this is actually a passionate discussion for me here.
We'll answer that
because-
some other time. Goodbye.
No, this is very serious. It irritates the hell out of me when horror movies have a bad ending. It just irritates me to no end. Guy, you
What
always
constitutes a bad ending?
The good guy loses.
That doesn't constitute a bad ending.
It's a horrible
considering
ending.
If the bad guy was intelligent enough to stop them, that's not a bad ending.
Insidious, horrible ending for the first movie.
Okay, that
They
also
only saved it because they fixed it. They undid it in the second movie.
wasn't it because he like legitimately. You're not thinking of Insidious.
We're talking about it's the other one. Same
You're
people that
thinking
made it, right?
about you're thinking about the one where the dude is like they're in the other and whatnot with that psychic.
Yeah,
thing.
okay, yeah. It's not
Insidious
it's
is the one where the guy finds the real
the real footage and
and
has
the guy kills
the
himself,
monster on it.
things like
Yeah,
that. No, that's Insidious.
It's the other one. It's
You're talking about
the same people that made the movie. It's the same dang movie with a different monster.
yeah, legitimately.
It's the same guys. And that movie the movie itself was really well done until the very end. And
The thing is the movie showed you what was happening throughout it. The whole time it's telling you what's happening. It's explaining. If you actually pay attention to the movie, because it's so boring and it's hard to pay attention to because it's like slower than molasses.
Right.
And you're just like, by the end of it, just staring at the screen like, are you done yet, please? I have to go do things. I've got a life I need to live. Movie. Anyway, so that movie made for TV movie that shouldn't be on the big screen. Anyway, so No, they show you throughout the entire movie what's going to happen. Like if you notice, like I had to watch a review of it. Like after I watched the review, and the guy finally explains what happens. I'm like, oh, now it makes sense. Now. All right.
So what irritates me is when this whole thing about the good guy always is going to lose kind of thing, and the bad guy's always going to prevail. Most of those movies, they do that because they want to have a sequel. They always leave that.
Cabin in the Woods had a great ending.
Anyway, so most movies, they leave that ability to have a sequel, and that's why you get a crappy ending with horror movies a lot of the time, because they think they're going to franchise off it, like Scream. Scream is one of the biggest problems. The first Scream movie was great. It's a great movie, well done. The second one was okay, and after that, we had Scream 3. Enough said.
Yeah.
So they're trying to capitalize, like the Saw movies. Horrible movies.
Halloween did it, like movies. One of the reasons that Halloween and even Friday the 13th and things like that did it right, but then eventually did it wrong was the person survived at the end, and you believed they could have survived the situation. You believed what happened.
They're making a new Halloween, by the way.
Not another one.
With Jamie Lee Curtis in it. Which I don't know how they're going to do that, because actually one of the movies, she dies in one of the movies. I think it's like the 5th or 6th movie. I don't know.
It might just
it's
be
not
one of those,
the one with
might be a tip of the hat.
rapper in it. I don't know. No, she's in it. In it. As her.
Anyway, so the reason they did it right was because these things are believable. One of the problems that horror movies have bad endings is because it's one of those gotcha moments where it's like, oh, look what just happened.
Got you moments.
Like, Mother.
Thank you for coming on this journey with us. We hate you so much for spending your money to watch this crap.
It's like Mother.
Everyone dies.
It's like the end of the movie Mother. You have to. There's questions that need to be asked. Like, where's one of the kids? What happened? You gonna explain that part?
You know what happens. She went with.
No, I mean, when you're done there, you now have to explain to the authorities why you're missing one.
Well, it's like
they're gonna want to know.
Was it Mirrors?
Oh, Mirror. That movie was so okay.
It could have gone so well, and it went
so wrong. The problem with movies like Mirror is that it's one of those annoying things where you never quite know what's happening, and so throughout the entire movie, it just completely takes you out of it because you're like, okay, so it's all fake. What does it matter anyways? So you lose interest because you realize that everything that's happening is fake.
I don't think you watched the same movie that I watched.
No, if you watch Mirror, okay, so Mirror, it's with the brother and the sister, and they're in the haunted house, and then this mirror is like, okay, so this is
about the security guard and the ghost in the mirror.
You're talking about mirrors, probably.
Mirrors, yeah.
I'm talking about, I think, Mirror.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so well, anyways,
it sounds like I'm better off not knowing what that is.
The problem with like, so the ending of movies that are like, the reason that makes it bad is because at the end you want to see something good happen. You want that light at the end of the tunnel generally, and that just I think that more speaks to the individual person.
I watch films to get away from the shitty reality of life, and I love movies, and it helps me have a moment to escape the rigmarole and the garbage and all the letdowns that happen from time to time. That's what entertainment is about.
I think all movies have a really good ending because they're all done. I get to do something else.
I'm not a big movie.
Who are you? It's okay. I'm waiting for Donald Sutherland.
I watched Manos Hands of Fate, and I don't want to watch movies anymore.
I watched Manos Hands of Fate more than
once. And I saw Queen of the Damned, and I read the books to that series, and I don't want to watch movies anymore.
All I know is that fish walk that chick did, was her name Aaliyah or whatever?
Yeah.
That was garbage. That wasn't seductive. It was irritating. And that's not a turn on.
The funniest part is that, like, in that movie, none of the things actually matched up. It was literally, because it was supposed to be the Queen of the Damned.
Adaptations from books to movies are all.
Hold on, the problem with the Queen of the Damned is that they skipped the Vampire Lestat, which is the first book and the best book, and went straight to the Queen of the Damned. And the problem with that is they took everything from the Vampire Lestat. They took well, not everything. They took large chunks of it and they put it in this movie to make the movie, even though it could have stood alone. And the problem is that they didn't get anything right. All of the names are mixed up, like who turns him, who's involved in the story. Everything is like just wrong, essentially.
I mean, everything was wrong when they put the two actors they put in the first one together. Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
Actually, Interview with the Vampire was fine.
No, that movie sucked too.
No, it was pretty good. I think it was.
You don't even like movies. I don't want your opinion about it.
All right, guys. I gotta take off.
Jack pretends that he has stuff he has to do. Because
I have nothing to do. I'm gonna go home and play a video game.
He has to go.
Are you gonna live stream it at least to the Twitch channel?
I'm not gonna be. I'm gonna be on my computer.
You know what? I am actually.
You can also live stream on the Twitch channel.
Well,
I'll
if
be,
one of us is live streaming, the other can't live stream. So
Well, no, I'm not. I will see. Okay, so here's the thing. So I tried to do. I tried to set up the live stream last night. Totally the wrong mindset to set up live stream.
It's some Russian fine crafted waters.
But so I ended instead of partaking in the Vanishing Gates Twitch account, I just created my own. And so you can catch me at Paco044 or 004.
That helps.
044. Paco044.
So your lives, you've gone into business for your own on Twitch. I see.
Yeah. So just and then like I tried getting it back into. I got into the Vanishing Gates account, but my PlayStation won't allow me to have like 2 Twitch accounts.
You have to disassociate your account.
I did, and they're like, no, your console's already registered. And I was like, all right, cool. So like
Another reason not to own a PlayStation.
I will see you guys. I'll see you guys later. But so yeah, catch me on Paco044.
Cash him outside.
No.
And he was underneath 10 seconds. It's okay.
It was not about that. That chick's gonna make over $1 million this year for just being a disrespectful idiot.
But I will be on later on tonight. Hopefully, I'll be able to get a couple more games in with my buddies over the weekends and get a.
I don't have the game, so it won't be from me.
Oh yeah. We'll be on some Destiny 2.
This is awesome. I didn't know these even existed here on chat.
Soon we'll be doing a raid soon. Be a lot of fun.
You're gonna be doing a raid?
Yeah.
You're gonna drink a can of raid. Got it.
Yes.
Destiny is the way to go.
Jason
Me too, bro.
joined. Hi, Jason.
too. All right. So anyway, guys.
Bye, Jason.
Good timing, Glenn.
Love you.
We already gave your shout out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Now
You should be worried.
Where's the worm?
we have at least one more episode this week that'll air probably tomorrow that I recorded this morning. I might be recording one after this one if I can touch base with my guest. If not, that'll be recorded later in the week and it will pop up at some point. Now, next Saturday, we're going to be doing our Halloween special. Not our Halloween episode,
No way.
but our Halloween special. It's going to
I
be
might not be there.
The one that's going to be done
I
on
have to work
Tuesday.
that
You
day.
better be
Pretty
there.
sure it's going to be
I have to work
Tuesday.
that day.
On Tuesday?
It's a Monday, and I have to
Is
work
it
that
No,
day.
Tuesday?
Saturday.
They asked me.
The Saturday show. Saturday night show.
I-
Saturday show is our
I don't
Halloween
know if I
special.
work there, but
Oh.
we'll see.
Saturday
I thought we
night
were
is our
doing a-
Halloween special. We're gonna do our we're gonna do our Tuesday thing too. But
Okay.
that's our official Halloween show. It's our regular Saturday show. I want to do it on a regular Saturday. We're gonna talk about Halloween, the history of Halloween a little bit, the origins and some traditions from around the world.
Oh, cool.
It's gonna be
That'd
really
fun.
cool. So we're gonna talk about Samhain and all that kind of fun stuff.
That's going to be a lot of
And
fun.
then on Tuesday, the following Tuesday, we're gonna actually do our Halloween show if it's not raining from my front haunted yard.
That's going
While
to
we
be
hand out candy to trick or treaters, and we'll just be on to answer questions and chat and BS with you guys. And if you guys want to call in and tell your stories on the show, we'll have a phone out so you guys can do that, and we'll do it right there, and you
That'd
guys
be
can
cool.
share your stories and
I'm
encounters.
going to eat a lot of candy. Mhm.
You know, I don't like candy
I
anymore.
probably won't even like hand it out. I'm just going to eat it.
You're just gonna be sitting there staring at the kids like,
Go
we ain't got candy.
away.
You're eating the candy. No, I'm not.
Give me your bag. I need candy to send out. Give me your bag.
Trick or stealing. All right, so that said,
We're good
guys,
people, I swear.
if you have encounters that you want to share with us, if you have experiences and you want us to read the stories on the show, we're still able to do that.
Yeah.
Feel free to email us
One day you'll email
at
us.
vanishinggates@gmail.com.
That's with
or,
2 G's.
With 2 G's. Or one day I will actually have a phone line dedicated to the studio,
No
in which
way.
case we'll have the number posted.
Dude, I really don't want to do that.
We're going to.
We're gonna have so many
The
prank
reason
calls.
I haven't done that yet because we do have an available 800 number. I haven't set up yet from our website. I just really don't want to have to deal with hiring a call screener.
I
Not
think
that we
should
don't
like,
trust you.
I think we should get like one of those like really old school ones, like where you gotta like put it up to your ear and everything, and then have somebody just be partaking in that the entire time. I think it'd be amazing.
Like a telephone?
No, like the ones that you gotta like you hold it right here and then like
What
put it up to
device
your
are
ear.
you?
Like the older style
Oh
telephones,
my
like
God.
the nice,
Oh,
yeah.
the two-piece, the whole
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. There's a
I mean,
specific
that
name
would
for
be
them or
kinda-
not, but it'd be really cool though, wouldn't it? I mean, it'd be
I
Be
don't.
amazing.
I think it'd be a terrible decision, actually,
Yeah.
to be
Well,
totally honest.
I mean-
I just see that going south real fast.
just like everything else we do, so it's fine.
Everything goes south on this show.
Mine,
Especially
Pumpkinhead.
That's just like with Jack's Pumpkinhead.
Urban Dictionary. You're getting the visit tonight. I'm going to correct some things.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right, guys. Thank you again. As always, follow us on Twitter. Check out our Twitch stream, Vanishing Gates. Check out our YouTube
Somebody will
channel,
post up for
Vanishing
eventually.
Gates. I might actually take my Xbox out to the studio in game on Twitch tonight. I might.
Sounds like a good idea.
I have to set it up through OBS. I know I can do it. I haven't figured out how. It's the only reason I haven't done it yet.
I'm not either. The problem with me doing it also is because PlayStation isn't as apparently lenient as Xbox. Apparently.
Well, it's because it's PlayStation, and they hate their people that buy it. It's like Bungie. They hate their people like me who spend money. Dear Bungie, over $250 set into your franchise for Destiny. Kick something back a little. Maybe,
oh my God! Okay, so we're at the end of the show.
You know,
We're at the end of the show, and I'm going to explain what I was talking about the loot boxes in video games.
Oh, okay,
That's a bit of a problem. So if you don't want to hear it, all right, we'll see you guys later.
Do it. I do want to hear it.
But I want to discuss it real quick. So essentially, what's happened is Activision made a copyright for the right to this thing they created that essentially makes finding to buy loot boxes and stuff. So what it is okay. So hold on, I'm not explaining it right. Essentially,
because I have no idea what you're talking
essentially the copyright is to set that it's an idea that they've copywritten. Really, it's an idea. And what this, I swear to God, I wish I could remember better. It's so stupid, it's hard to explain.
It's okay. We'll
It's
work it out
so
later.
stupid. Anyway, so they copyright this idea.
No, James, not a rotary phone. One that actually has the horn that you cradle and pick up the horn. And you talk into has the ear horn and then
That's Bridget, not James.
Oh yeah, sorry, Bridget. Dude, I can't see it so far away. The monitor. Anyway, so your little loot boxes, your crate, your item drops is what you're talking about.
They copyright an idea set that they can why is my brain not working?
Because you didn't have any of this fine Russian artisan water.
When you see someone using premium weapons and stuff like that,
exotics,
they set this idea aside that basically it's their idea that they're going to utilize people using premium weapons and stuff like that in the game to make other people buy loot boxes to advance.
Yeah,
that's an actual thing they copyright.
They actually copyright.
Yeah, that is their idea.
Wouldn't it be a trademark?
I think it might have been a trademark.
I don't know.
You're right. I think it was a trademark.
I don't think Destiny really has.
But essentially, it was the idea of selling loot crates and stuff like that via using people as a platform when they purchase stuff, and they purposefully put you in matches with people with premium weapons that will kick your ass into the ground.
Just so you want to go and buy it.
Just so you will go buy it. That is they trademark that crap.
Activision.
And then okay, so Battlefront. So anyone who wants to buy Star Wars Battlefront 2.
No one wants to buy Star
You
Wars.
can only actually advance through loot crates that you can win in game, but everybody gets the same amount of points no matter what.
It's like playing Clash of Clans. Sure, you could build a nice village up for 10 years, or you could just be spending $50 and $60 at a time and just annihilating everyone with an unfair advantage.
Yes. Well, that's okay. So that's what's happening with Battlefront too. Is EA made it so that there's no way for you to actually advance unless you buy these crates, and to get better, you need to get loot crates, and you need to unlock it by playing and winning battles. If you win the battles, you get 125 points. It's like Angry Joe. He's a reviewer. He says it would literally take, I think it was 9 days of 24-hour play to be able to maximize one weapon. If you're lucky enough to get the boxes that you need. And it's a gambling system, so you could wind up just getting emojis or whatever, like motions and poses and stuff like that, instead of weapons or cards. And so essentially it's almost impossible to advance without purchasing or spending like hundreds of dollars on the game itself. So EA found the perfect loop for people who have a lot of money to spend all their money on something stupid.
So the rule is, what Jack's saying is he sucks at the game. And when people kick his ass, it's because they have more money than him.
No. Hold on. That is legitimately not the point. The point of Battlefront 2 is this. So let's say you win, right? Let's say you win the match, and you killed 50 people. Let's say you took out 50 people and you only died once, right? You're expecting to get probably a couple thousand points. You'll get 125. You know what the guy who killed 0 people and died 30 times is going to get? And you won? 125 points. He's going to get the exact same as the guy who killed 40 for doing jack crap.
Well, it's like when I play Destiny, I'll get in fire team, and my fire team members will suck, and I will get nothing, and they'll get exotics, and then I will rage quit.
Exactly. Except
How we
this is
roll.
no matter how good you do, you get the same points as the guy who was crappy if you did amazing. So it's just going to incentivize people just loading into the game and walking away and going to get something to eat for the next however long the match takes.
So it's a lot of people just standing there doing nothing.
And and the problem is that if someone does decide to pay to win, which a lot of people will, like say this game is like
I'm so gonna do it. I'm gonna do one match.
if someone did this,
Nothing.
you're almost immortal. Like there's some things that make you almost immortal. Like if you become a hero, like this one for Boba Fett, where if you get all these cards, you take 0 damage, and you could just mow everybody over.
Well, yeah, because you're Boba Fett.
Wait, Boba Fett's awesome.
But this is the problem with the game is that if you pay to win, you are unkillable by people who are lower, like don't pay to win. They cannot kill you. You have 40%
I
more life
already
to them.
hated the first game.
Your weapons are like 40% stronger. Everything is like it goes up to like 40%, and it's essentially you're at level 1. If you don't pay to win, it's going to take you an extreme amount of time to get to a point where you can actually kill anybody, let alone the people who paid to win. You will never get to kill them unless you pay to win like they did, unless you are extremely lucky.
This has been video game chat with Jack.
So in other words, don't ever play Angry Birds.
Don't play Battlefront 2. That's what I'm saying. 0 out of 0.
Yeah.
Don't
Just
buy it.
completely random.
0 out of 0 would not bang. All right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, I'm your host Jay, and this is
Jack
and
Paco.
what was that?
Paco.
Iron Eagle 3.
Paco.
What
I always do this
Tom
salute. I don't
Cruise?
know why I do a salute, but I do it every time. So it just started, and I just kept on going with it. But we love you, Vanishers.
Guys, we'll see you soon. Have a great night. Let us know your stories in email, and don't forget to like, follow, share, and subscribe.
And send your hate mail to Jay.
And also, we're still doing our raffle for Cthulhu and Nessie.
Mm-hmm.
So raffle tickets are $2. Hit me up for information on how you can get those tickets, and we'll do a raffle on next Saturday's show.
And go ahead and vanish in at 7 o'clock next Saturday.
Goodbye, everybody.
We're not doing Vanish. Thanks, guys.
The show is a lie.
The cake is a lie.
The cake is a lie.
Cake is not a lie. The
Your
cake
pumpkin is a lie.
Are we going to turn that on and have like massive amounts of reverb?
Yeah,
They can still hear us.
I know.
I know they
I
care.
know.
Do they care?
Pumpkin,
Echo.
pumpkin.
Echo. Echo.
What the hell?